So Strength YouTube family, welcome to another video, and bear with me, the formatting the next few weeks are going to look slightly different as we are undergoing some changes, but we are still here to help you go faster, get stronger, more powerful, and reduce your risks of injury. I am your strength and conditioning specialist, Dennis Sekmati, and sports scientist, helping you here. And listen, if you get any value from this video and any other videos, we just implore you, please hit the like button, subscribe, share it with a friend so we can, as a community, build this platform to something amazing, because we just won the top 50 healthcare company award. So we're doing some phenomenal things, but we couldn't do that without you guys. So again, enjoy this video. This is a championship preparation workout, or what I would like to call it online, a taper workout. We got a few exercises mixed up and they're just powerful and they're quick. And I'm going through these movements a little faster than what you need to. You can take anywhere from 30 seconds to 60 seconds, up to 90 seconds in between the exercises, and do some dynamic stretches. If you are feeling like you are slowing down at any point and the quality is going down, you have to take a little bit extra rest. This workout is going to be best suited for moderate to advanced level athletes. If you're a beginner, you certainly will need to modify a few exercises. The workout time will take anywhere between 20 to 40 minutes, and I want you guys to be fully warmed up here. Do anywhere from 5, 10 to 15 minutes of a general warm-up. If you are stiff, make sure you have proper range of motion, you get your body temperature up. And if you're hypermobile, make sure you got proper stability in your warm-up before going in here. And you can do this workout as close to a week before your last championship race in the water. And if you do, again, make sure you're taking some time in between, doing some dynamic stretches and not holding the stretches too long during the workout, because that's when the power tends to go down. So keep it light, keep it quick. Equipment that you will need for this is going to be a suspension trainer or rings, something equivalent. You will need a few medicine balls, different weights and different variations of them, and also something to sit on like a bench or a box. We're working full body power. We're not emphasizing only upper body or lower body. It is legs, arms, and the core all together here. So we got 8 exercises that we're going to move through. Again, drink some water in between, do some dynamic stretches, enjoy the workout, and let's get ready to have a great ending of the season. We are starting this workout off with a medicine ball granny toss. Doing this with a Dynamax ball preferably. Why? Because it's slightly bigger and you have more options to go heavier weight. And what we're doing here, we're holding the ball underhand, we're scooping the ball essentially. Body weight pressure stays in the middle of the feet, slightly wider than the hips. Important that we're not sliding towards the outside of our feet when we're swinging it once, twice, and then on the third time we are jumping and throwing the ball up. And we're going to do 4 repetitions here. That's all we need, making sure that everyone counts. The posture is great, so we have neutral spine, shoulder blades are engaged as we are continually holding the ball and keeping that relatively close to our body as we are releasing it up to the air. Important that we are really traveling the energy from the middle of our feet out to our toes. From here, we're going to go over to medicine ball slams. Here we're going to switch medicine balls, and in between, quad pulls, hamstring scoops, a little bit of dynamic stretches to keep you engaged, make sure that the tension is there. So we don't want to rush through the exercises here, but I'm going to go through them in relatively good speed for you guys. Most focus on the arms, guys. We don't want the body to bop down here, and as much high elbow as you can. So the faster we go, typically the more the elbows drop. And I like to start the ball on my fingertips, let the ball slide down and then press the ball straight down. Get up on your toes and then come back straight down in the middle of the feet. And we're gonna do 8 repetitions here, guys, and make every repetition count and try to get the ball just bouncing straight up in front of you and not away from you. That's when we know that it's a really good slam. So the energy is traveling exactly where we want to and not anywhere else. Following the medicine ball slams, we're going to find our way out to suspension trainers or rings or TRXs, anything that is equivalent to it, so keep them close by. Explosive suspension trainer squat jump. We are grabbing onto suspension trainers and getting a slight lean back. Feet are about hip width apart, not very wide. We're squatting down and holding that position just really quickly. Body weight pressure stays in the middle of the feet, and then we're making an explosive jump while keeping the arms tense here on the suspension trainer. Always maintain a neutral spine here, and the reason we're taking this pause is to make it both explosive, and that's where we are on the blocks. We're holding the position, and here we have to stay right in the middle of the feet before we are transferring the energy out towards the toes and extending the entire body and getting as much air time as possible per jump. Keep the arms nice and tense here as you're coming down, so we're not staying relaxed anywhere. So we're always seeking tension throughout the body, so we are essentially loaded up and ready to jump each time. It's not necessary to aggressively pull the suspension trainer to try to get the body up as high as possible. Rely on the legs and hold on to the suspension trainers more than anything. For this workout, only 8 repetitions, that's all we need, so make sure that each repetition fully counts. From here, we are moving over to a box and facing a wall, and make sure that you are measuring out this box and the wall appropriately, and we want you to sit down so we are not so low. So as you can tell here, I'm finding myself sitting a little low, adjusting the box a little bit before I'm finding a good spot. Medicine ball seated, broad jump chest pass. On a box holding a medicine ball, we're taking a deep breath in, lifting the feet up, jumping forward and releasing the ball towards the wall. We're catching the ball and sitting back onto the box with the hips slightly above the knees. We don't want to be too low because we want to simulate more the start more than anything here. So it's very explosive. We're not getting any eccentric motion down. It's not plyometric. We're quickly dipping down, jumping forward and throwing the ball. And it's important that we are absorbing the force, the body weight here in the middle of the feet when we are landing, and make sure that the posture stays upright and the spine is neutral at all times. First, jump with the legs and then release the ball. For this workout, we're only doing 4 repetitions, so make also here each repetition count. And then we're gonna find our way back to a suspension trainer and making sure that we have a good length on this one. So we're gonna rest our back all the way on the ground here for this next exercise to be really explosive on a row. Suspension trainer dead stop row. With the suspension trainer at a height so we can actually rest our entire back on the ground, we're going to keep our feet planted in the middle of our foot, and as we're doing this explosive row, we're pulling the body up quickly, initiating this motion from the shoulder blade, maintaining a long neck as much as possible, and we're going to make sure that the upper body and the hips move together as much as possible. So it's a quick motion. We're not taking our time on the way down, and we want to come up without yanking the body up and down. So keep the pressure in the middle of the feet, move the body up together in one motion, and be fast. After the 6 reps, we're going to go into a little bit more core, and we're going to be explosive and quick again. One arm, one leg V up. On the ground, on your back facing up, we got our arms slightly out to the side and feet slightly separated. And we're doing one arm, one leg V ups here to come up and touch the hand close to the toe and gently resist the motion down without the heel touching the ground, and come back down and find a good rhythm here. And lower back, always have to stay pushing down to the ground and maintain a long neck. Avoid looking straight in front of you. I'd rather have you look straight up to maintain a good body line, and point your toes here. And it's going to be a lot of hip flexors, a lot of abs working together here. After the 10 repetitions on each side, we're going to grab a medicine ball next. And beginner swimmers, grab a lighter one. If you're advanced, you can grab a heavier one, but let's get ready for some fast core twists. Medicine ball Russian twist with reach. From a seated position on the ground with the medicine ball close to the chest, we are lifting the legs off the ground with a slight bend in our knees, and now as we are rotating in this Russian twist, we're also reaching. We need to make sure that we are engaging here in the full range of motion and twisting quickly. We are really getting more engagement from the core, from the abs and the obliques as we're doing this, and try to keep the legs here as locked in as possible. So you see a slight little sway to the side, that's okay. Always maintain a long neck, but we don't want any excessive movement, so maintain tension and stay as stiff as possible throughout this. And oh boy, those 20 repetitions, 10 on each side, they sure go by fast. And after that, we're going to finish this workout, or this little workout circuit, with some glute raises. Medicine ball glute raise, fast. on your back with the medicine ball, fairly close to the glutes. We are placing the feet on the medicine ball so the knees have about a 90-degree bend, and then we're gonna extend the hips up, and we're gonna do this quickly and slight control down, so we are maintaining as much tension as possible, and we're finding the hamstrings and the glutes working as much as possible. The higher up we go here with the hips, the more the lower back works, and I don't necessarily want that. And I'm going to show you guys here two different medicine balls. The first one here is a little bit more firm, and the second one is the Dynamax ball that is a little bit more stable. And the firm one tends to be a little bit more straining on the knees, and you might feel the hamstrings a little bit more with that one. And the Dynamax ball is slightly more stable, perhaps a little bit more suited for beginners or anyone that might have a little bit more knee strain. But either way, the movements need to be fast. We're in towards the end of the season, so be quick, slight control down, find the glutes and find the hamstrings. And that will conclude and wrap up round number 1 in that power taper championship circuit, whatever you would like to call it, right? But either way here, round 1, and I went through that pretty quickly. You definitely want to take 30 seconds to a minute in between each round. The closer you get to the meet, the more time you want to take in between the rounds. Do some dynamic stretches, do some quad pulls, hamstring scoops. You saw me grab the super band. I'm doing some pass-throughs, loosen up the lats, and even the forearms. Whatever you got to do to get ready for the next round without overly fatiguing yourself between these exercises. And then we're going into the second round, and I'm grabbing a heavier Dynamax ball now. So as I am releasing it, you can tell that the ball is not having as much air time. And now, quick trick question for you guys. Is this more power? Is this more strength? This is more strength. So the heavier the ball gets, the less air time it has, the more strength it is. So if you are closer into the meet, you don't want to get overly heavy. It needs to feel moderate to light. So if you're going heavy, you should be about 2 to 3 to 4 weeks away from your meet, especially if you're advanced. The week before, you certainly want to be a little bit more on the lighter end. And to mix up the medicine balls, I'm showing you guys here how we can do one arm slam also, but also that way I'm using the arms here, right? I'm staying in the middle of my foot. I'm not crunching down. I'm really staying as tall as I can, getting up on my toe, and then isolating my arm as much as I can, similar to how I want to do my freestyle pull in the water ideally. And again, high elbow catch, that's bonus points. Let the ball roll over the fingertips down so we can actually press the ball down to the ground, and making sure that the ball bounces straight up. If it does, that's a good slam. If it bounces out to the side or out in front, we know that the energy is dissipating elsewhere. So if the ball comes up in a straight line, that is a perfect slam, and strive for the perfection. And like I said, in between exercises is always a great time to do some dynamic stretches. So I'm grabbing the suspension trainers and pulling myself out a little bit to get my lats loosened up before the next set of jumps. And I will mix it up a little bit for you guys on these set of jumps. Instead of doing explosive with the pause, we're now doing plyometric using the so-called stretch shortening cycle. Plyometric suspension trainer squat jump. Firmly grab onto the suspension trainer with the body weight pressure in the middle of the feet with a slight lean back. Now we are quickly dipping the body down and countering the movement and jumping up. And we're going to find a good fluent motion here. So as soon as we come back down, the body continues down and then jump back up again. So as we're coming down, soft landing, find the middle of the feet as much as you can and then back up on the toe. And here we don't want to pull the body again here with the arms as much, rather than holding the body stiffly in place and locked out. So always a long neck, neutral spine, fluid jumps, as much air time as possible without using your arms to pull you up. And at this point, I'm feeling it a little bit. The sweat is starting to drip a little bit. And like I said, I'm moving through these a little bit quick here. So if you are doing this taper time or championship preparation, take at least 30 seconds to a minute in between each exercise to maintain good power and recover in between each exercise. For the next set of medicine ball broad jump chest pass, I am going to advance this further, like I am further away from the championship race, and I'm gonna make the box lower here. So if you are lower, it's gonna require more strength from the legs, and I'm also grabbing a heavier medicine ball. But always here, focus not only just on the jump and the release, always focus on the spine and the posture, and also how you land. So the way you are actually absorbing force is greatly correlated to how well you can produce force as well. So as you are jumping, make sure you are ready to catch yourself, and also softly grab the ball and be sure that you're not hitting yourself coming back on the wall. And you can also do this with the partner, so you don't have to do this against the wall. If the partner is catching the ball, partner has to be really ready and really stiff, and bring the ball gently back and repeat this motion. And for the rows, I'm gonna further advance myself a little bit. If you are advanced and you can do this, feel free to jump on here and do the same thing. We're just gonna grab a medicine ball and put our feet underneath essentially. The suspension trainer dead stop row we can also do with the medicine ball underneath our feet. That is then becoming a little bit more advanced, and we're getting a little bit more action from the hamstrings and the glutes. But the most important thing if we are doing this is to, again, not to bob the hips up and down. The shoulders, the upper body and the lower body, they have to move together here up and down, but we also come down to a complete stop. So we are actually doing this super explosively, as quick as we can for each repetition, and then coming down, but always maintaining great tension in the hamstrings and the glutes before we are engaging the first repetition. And the Russian twist is a big favorite for many swimmers. I tend to be careful and cautious with how much I use it. So if I do use it, we do it really well, really quick. And if you want to make it harder, try to extend your legs. The straighter they go, the harder it gets. But the reason is that we can tend to overuse the lower back, and if we have issues with the lower back, we need to be careful, making sure the abs are fully braced before we are doing this motion. And we are going to wrap this workout up by another variation of the glute bridge. We're going to do it on one leg, but if you are unable to make it look the way I'm making it here, stick to the first variation. Medicine ball, one leg glute raise fast. Positioned on the ground on our back facing up. We got the medicine ball relatively close here again to our glutes, and one leg on the ball with our foot firmly planted on this medicine ball, pushing straight down. We don't want to push forward. And then we're going to bring the hips up and down relatively quick with the other leg in line with the other leg. So we don't want to move the straight leg that is up in the air either, making sure we got tension in the glutes and the hamstrings. So as much tension as possible, and lifting the elbows off of the ground makes it further advanced. So elbows on the ground is easier, elbows off the ground is going to make it a little bit more unstable, so adding more stability when you are reaching your arms up to the air. But always, guys, make sure that the pressure here is in the middle of the foot on the medicine ball, and we have a long neck, and that we are moving quickly up and controlling down, finding the hamstrings and the glutes as much as possible. Thank you so much for watching this video. All you have to do at this point is like, share, and subscribe. And please comment below what you would like to see in the future, because we do give out some random giveaways here with some foam rolls, bands, t-shirts, really stuff that would help you swim faster, and we want to share our growth here with you guys. So all of you guys in our YouTube community, we appreciate you more than you can think. See you next week.